this recording also so that I can share. Great. So what is a pivot table? Pivot table helps me to analyze the data fast and probably get my reports done very fast. Now, if you see this is the region. I have a data which is worksheet 1 of your data. I have a column for region. I have a column for name. I have a column for products, which is chocolate, coffee, and tea. I have column for number of units sold. And I also have a column for sales in rupees lakh. I also have a column for sales in rupees lakh. Right? Okay. And I have a column for year. If I ask you few questions like, can you tell me region wise, what was the total sales? Right? If I have to use the formula, what I'll use is a formula which is SUMIF. And if I have 4 regions, east, west, north, and south, I'll use SUMIF 4 times. That means 1 time for east, 1 time for west, 1 time for north, 1 time for south. And I'll get total sales in rupees lakh by region. But if I change the question and I say, can you tell me the sales, total sales in rupees lakh by region divided by names? That means in east, how much Akriti Nigam did the total sales? Right? In east, how much Akriti Nigam? The formula which we'll use is, if I have to use the formula, which formula can I use? East for Akriti Nigam. Which formula can I use to retrieve?
Sir, if
SUMIFs.
we can use the SUMIFs. We can use the SUMIFs, right? But now you see there are 10 names and 4 regions. So you have to use SUMIFs 40 times. And then if I say east with name and along with product, that means how much in east by Akriti Nigam and the product was chocolate. It becomes huge number of amount. So if I have to deal with such data and I want to analyze this data, it's a small data just to start with, and I want the results out of it. What we can use is a very important, very interesting tool in Excel, which is pivot table. So I'll spend 5 minutes on how to create it, and then we'll go to the tips and tricks which I was talking of, pro tricks. So step is, initially I'll click here, I'll go to insert tab, I'll click on this pivot table. Now 2 interesting things. There is some pre-requirement for pivot table to run. First, one of the pre-requirements is there should be no empty rows or columns in between the data. Second is my data should have headers. My data should have headers, right? So see, the moment I said insert pivot table, it has already selected the range. It is allowing me to create a pivot table on a new worksheet or an existing worksheet. If I click here, I can go and click on any cell and create it. My pivot table will be created here. If I click here, it will pick up this and the pivot table will be created here. For the time being, I'll take it as new worksheet and I press OK. Now this comes up. The moment this comes up, on the right side, we have the pivot table fields, right? Which has 4 columns, filters, columns, rows, and values. First question was, can you tell me from this data the total sales by region? If somebody is unmute, please mute. I believe somebody is unmuted. Please mute. Thanks. So now what I do is I'll pull this, drag this down to rows. The moment I drag anything to rows, it comes on the left side like this. It comes on the left side like this. What I want is total sales in rupees lakh by region. So this is my sales in rupees lakh. I'll pull this sales in rupees lakh to values. So this is the answer. So in East, sum of total sales was done in rupees lakh was 2,34 lakhs. I hope this is clear. Very basic. Whatever I'll pull in rows will come here. Whatever I'll pull in columns will come in the horizontal direction. Now, second question was by region, by name. So what I can do is I'll just pull the name below the region. Just see. I'm pulling the name below the region. See how it looks like. See how it looks like. Right? So East by names. Interesting is you can drag it up. I could have pulled the regions to the columns also. Something like this on the right side. Please have a look.
Sure.
If I do like this, report will be created like this. But right now I wanted it by region by name. So I have pulled it like this. I hope how to create the pivot table is broadly clear. You have 4 fields on the right side: filters, columns, rows, and values. Filters, columns, rows, and values. Right? So this is how we create the basic pivot table or the basic report out of the data. It can be any large set of data. Only requirement is best ways to either we can convert it into a table format. Anyways, one interesting tool at this point. Suppose I ask you, can you tell me from where all this 90 lakh came for Akriti Nigam? I just want to see the breakdown of this. That means Akriti Nigam did sales in East, fine. But where? Can I pull out the data of Akriti Nigam in East in one sheet? Just have a look and do along with me. I'll come here and double click on this 90. See what happens. On a new sheet, it gives me how this 90 has come in. Again, whatever, if for whatever cell, for whatever data you want to see the breakdown, I request you to please mute. Someone is unmuted. Okay. So whatever data you want to see the breakdown, suppose I want to see in North from where all this 102 came in. I'll come on this and double click. See, this is coming in at the all the North sale which was cumulating to 102 comes out here. I hope this is clear. Please do let me know if it is in the chat box with a yes. Double click on the data, Kuldeep.
So, sir, we can get the data of everyone by double clicking.
Yes, yes. Whatever breakdown you want to see, just double click on it. You will open a new sheet which will give you the breakdown of it.
Okay, okay.
Right? Okay, great.
Got it.
Thanks for confirming all. So we'll move with a few level up tricks. This is first data which we worked on. I am coming to worksheet 2. Right? I'll not spend much time on it because this was very basics and we said this is an advanced and 1 hour workshop. So let us come to worksheet 2 and let us start seeing some things on a better note, on a slightly higher level. Okay. Now this is a single line item data. If you see, this is a single line item data which has salaries. Suppose this was the salary of some manager. This was in lakhs and this was salary of some manager. What I just want to ask you is, can you tell me, and it ranges from somewhat from 150 to 210, 150 to 210 in lakhs, in millions, in anything, thousands, whatever. What I want to understand is, can we group this data and say how many people were having a salary between 150 to 159? I want to create a class intervals of 10 and then work out how many people were having a salary between this and this, which is 150 to 159. I hope the question is clear. I want to group it. I want to count. Suppose how many people were having between 150 and 159. I'll just count it. Okay, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. I'll just want to count out how many people were having salary between 150 to 159, 160 to 169, and so on in class intervals of 10. The process is, let us just click on the data. Go to Insert tab. Create a pivot table in a new worksheet. I hope everyone has come to this point. I hope everyone has come to this point.
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, I have only one data. Interestingly, I have only one data, which is salary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull salaries to rows. This will show like this. I'm going to pull salaries to rows. And I'm also going to pull salaries to values. Whatever you pull in values, you can do mathematical calculations on it. Now, if you see, it is not the same data. In the rows, what you pulled, it gave you all the single parameter, which is 156, 162, 165, 170, and so on. But if you see against 172, what is written out here is 688. Reason being, there may be 4 people who are having a salary of 172. So 172 into 4, which is 688, is adding it up and giving here. Right? So this data
Yes,
and
sir.
this data is not same. So 172, it is giving 688 because 4 times. Now what you have to do is click on any of these. Click on any of these any of this number, click again on the left side. So this comes up. Go to pivot table and lies tab at the top. Whenever you're within the pivot table, see these tabs comes in. Based on your version, if you're using previous version, it may be design and pivot tools, etc. So click on this pivot table and lies. Once you've selected this, clicked on this, now go to pivot table and lies. On the left side, you have something which is group selection. Click on this group selection. What it is giving you, starting at, ending at. I'll just make it starting at 150 because I know the minimum was around 156. I'll make it whole numbers. Ending at, I'll say 210. Or I can leave it as it is, ending at whatever it was picking. By class intervals of 10. The moment I press OK, see what happens on the left side. See
It has
what
given
happens.
the range.
It has given you
the range.
Yes, it has given you the range, and against it, it is giving the sum of the salaries. But what I asked the question was, how many people were having a salary between this and this? But it is giving me the total of the salaries. So next step is on the right side, just right click on this, scroll down and say summarize value by count. So it will just now count it up how many people are there within this range. So this gives you the answer. Is it working? Is it understood? Just let me know.
Yes, sir. It is working.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just a quick yes on the chat also, it will help.
Yes, sir.
Right? And it is giving you what? It is giving you the ranges and how many people's
Yes, sir.
salary lied within those range. If anybody wants me to repeat it, you're most welcome to ask. I'll tell you the process again.
So please once repeat.
Yes, sir. Please, sir, repeat, sir.
I'll do it. So I hope till this point, everything, it was clear to everyone. We have just pulled salaries to rows and salaries to values, right?
Yes, sir.
Now what we are doing is I'm clicking here once and clicking again. Once I've clicked here, I am going at the top to pivot table and lies tab. I'm going to pivot table and lies tab. And on the left side, if you see, there is something which is group selection. So I'm going, once I've clicked here, I'm going to group selection. It is giving me starting at what? So I've just changed it to 150 just to start it at a right number. By class intervals of 10. Then I press OK. This has created the class intervals. Now I'm right clicking on the right side data and saying summarize value by count. Summarize value by count. So it is giving me how many people was having salaries between this and this. Is it working?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Great, Kopal.
Sir, please repeat from the option where you did summarize.
This one. I said from here, go to group selection. Once you say group selection, 150, okay, right? This comes up. Then right click on the right side data, any of these, some of the salaries, and say summarize value by count. This is what you need to do. Okay, great. Let us come to worksheet 2. Worksheet 3, in fact. Let us come to worksheet 3, which is this worksheet. Do you have this data? I'll also change it to a,
Yes, sir.
right? I'll also make this a table as you have the table data, right? Like this. Okay. Can you see I have a data which has a date, which has country, which has region, which has product, which has some cricket, the sports products. We have something which is quantity sold, total sales, and total cost. That means total sales means the total amount of sales done and the total cost against it. Right? I have a data which has all this. I have few things, few tricks to now talk of. I have created. Can we please be muted? Great. Okay. I have date, country, which is Malaysia, Japan, Indonesia, and so on. We have few countries. We have these countries here. India, Indonesia, Japan, and Malaysia. We have regions, east, west, north, south. We have products and quantities, sales, and total cost. I have created a pivot table which looks like this. Can you create a pivot table which looks like this? Can you see what needs to be pulled where to get a pivot table like this. Steps remains what? You will go to
Yes,
this,
sir.
click here, insert, go to pivot table. I want you to create a pivot table which looks like this. So what we pull
Yes,
in the rows? I'll make it easier for you.
Sir, region.
Yes, region will pull in the rows. If you're not getting it, please pull the regions to the rows. Right, before region, you have also pulled the country. So first pull the country to the rows because you have the country, Indonesia, Japan, Malaysia, etc. Then pull the region to the rows. And then pull total sales, sum of total sales to the column, to the values. Okay, so what we have done, I'll just
Sir, please
put it on
repeat
the
again.
screen. What I am saying, the first thing you will do is pull the country to the rows. Below it, pull the region to the rows. And then you need to go here and pull the total sales to the values. Have you done this?
Yes,
Sir,
sir, but
please, sir,
I just have one question over here.
Right, Sakshi,
Sure.
please tell.
So my question states is that like if we are not willing to pull it out, we can simply click that like
We
checkbox
we
and
can that can be done, Satakshi, but right now a lot of users are not doing that, right?
okay, yeah,
Okay.
sure.
So what we have pulled is country, the region, and the total sales out here. Now it is looking in this format. Just to change this format, what I'll do is, once you click here on the top side, can you see this design tab? Click on the design tab. On the right side, left side, you have something which is report layout. Click on this report layout and say show in tabular form. Show in tabular form. I hope your table is looking like this now.
Yes, sir.
Right, yeah. Now interesting is, suppose I hope everyone has reached to this point and I'm moving ahead. Suppose I want to change the order of east, north, south, west. Right now it has taken the order as in the ascending order of the alphabets: east, north, south, and west.
Sir, please
Alphabetical order.
repeat from the design tab.
I have not done anything, Ishika. What I have done, I clicked here, I went to the design tab. In the report layout, I have changed this to the tabular form. So it is showing now in tabular form. Now my question is, I have this region is in east, north, south, and west. It automatically adjusted in alphabetical order. But suppose I want to see the report where I want to see the north first, then the south, then east, then west. I'll tell you a very interesting hack. Simplest thing you have to do is go to the east and start typing north. And you just see what happens on all the below ones. Now start typing south. See, it has changed for all the regions. Shashank, please mute. Thanks, Shashank. Okay. I hope this is clear. So north, south, east, and west. So what we did, we can just change any order what I want. Suppose I type here Indonesia. Just have a look. So it becomes Indonesia, then India, then Japan, and then Malaysia. So whatever order you want to change, you don't have to do anything. You just have to go and write in whatever order you want. It will automatically adjust for all the regions. And going ahead, if I add quantity, if I add anything out here, it will automatically, if I take this also, I take this out, sum of the total, then also it will keep the same order, whatever you have taken. I hope it's working, and it's something probably new for some of us. Is it working for all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Yes, sir.
So this is the first thing which I want to discuss. Let us come to another pivot table from the same data. From the same data, we have created another pivot table out here which looks like this. And this is very, very, very interesting now. So how we created this pivot table? I hope everyone is clear. I'm not spending much time on how to create the pivot table because expect that this we knew. Anyways, so what we have done is we have pulled the region to the rows. We have pulled the date. Now I'll do it for you. What I've done is I pulled this date to the columns. The moment you pull dates, you get the years. Pull this years out. pull this quarters out. I don't want the quarters. I don't want this date. What I want is only the months. Once you pull in the date, it will give you years, quarters, months, and dates. You have to pull everything out. I only want to see the months out here. And then I pulled some of the quantity. I have pulled the quantity to the bracket. What I'm trying to say is, understand is, in East, in January, how much quantity was sold. In East, in Feb, how much quantity was sold. Have you all reached here? Just quick yes, so that I can go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Great. Now, what I want is, suppose I want to filter it. I want to sort it. Sorted by the grand total. That means the minimum should come at the top, and then in the ascending order. I want to sort this in the ascending order. One way to do this is click here, right? Because you have only one drop down out here. So click here, go to more sort options. In more sort options, you want from A to Z by sum of quantity, which is the grand total. So the moment you do this and press OK, it will get sorted in the ascending order by grand total. Again, right? You can also right click and do some sorting, etc. I'm not getting into it right now. But one way of doing this is go to this row label, go to more sort options. In more sort option, because I wanted it to be A to Z, not by region. It is right now by region, east, north, south, and west. I want to sort it ascending by sum of quantity. So I press OK. Suppose, I hope this is
Sir,
working.
can you repeat how you did it?
Yes, I'll repeat it. Initially, your data looked like this: east, north, south, and west. So what I did on the, whenever you create a pivot table, on the row label, there will be a drop down of filter. So I click here. It is saying oldest, newest, etc. I go to more sort options. The moment I go to more sort options, it allows me to sort by region or by the last item, which is grand total, which is sum of quantity. And I press OK. It will sort it in ascending order by grand total. Suppose I want to put filters on all of these for various reasons. I want to put filters on all of these for various reasons. If I go to the normal and try and put filter out here, see, it is disabled. You cannot put it. Right? I want to put filters. It's a pivot table. I want to put filters so that I can filter out few data or sort the data by December, etc. Important is, if I click on this, I click anywhere on this, I select the data or do anything, and I try to put filter from it is disabled because this is a pivot table. There's a very interesting hack for this. Just do along with me. Go and click next to the data here. Go and click next to the data here. The moment you go next to the click next to the data here, now go to sort and filter and say filter. See, all the filter comes in. Now, if you want to sort by December, you can just
Could you repeat?
I'll repeat this. If you want to sort by December, you can just go in and say from smallest to largest. Now the data is sorted by December. Or you can filter out the data by December if you want to see few. Okay, what are the steps? I'll just disable the filter first. So what you do, if I try to put the filter here, you will not be able to put it because this is disabled. You cannot do within the pivot table. But if you go next to the data and go here and click on filter and say filter, see, you get the filters on every of these. I hope this is working.
Okay. Yes,
and I
sir.
hope this is something which was new.
Yes,
If yes,
sir.
please just put a yes on this chat. It helps me to understand that we are going.
Yes, sir.
Right. Quick yes on the chat box. It will help. Thanks, Charu. Thanks. I hope this was something new which we probably were not using for most of us. Great. I have not applied. I created a table by months. Then I put the filters. Yes. Okay, great. Let us come to there are few, let us come to another worksheet. We will create another pivot table which looks something like this. And I'll tell you very interesting hack before I go to the others. This is from the same data. This is from the same data. And this is the very interesting hack. And if somebody is following me on Insta, etc., he must have seen this. He or she must have seen this. Anyways, Insta, YouTube, anywhere. So now, can you see this data? What we have done? I'll show you what we have done. Just give me a minute. From the same data, create another pivot table. From the same data, create another pivot table and come to this. What we have pulled is, we have pulled the region to the rows. We have pulled the sum of total sales to the values. And we have pulled country. See, I have pulled the country to the filters. The moment you put country to the filters, it allows you to filter it by country. That means if I click on India, it will give me only the India data now. If I go ahead and click on Indonesia, it will give me only Indonesia data. If I say multiple, I go and select India and Indonesia, it will give me this, right? So I'll go from here. If I want to see only India report, I go here and do this. This is what we do. Is this clear? Now, suppose your manager says, or you're working, or you for your own work, you want to create 4 separate worksheets. One with filtering by India, other filtering by Indonesia, other filtering by Japan, other by Malaysia. Sorry. That means you want 4 reports for India, Indonesia, Japan, and Malaysia separately, or for any which you want, right? One way of doing this is, I make a copy of these sheets. In one, I go and select the India. In one, I go and select Indonesia. And in one, I go and select Japan. And in one, I go and select Malaysia. I could have done that, but I'll tell you a better way. And just have a look at the bottom. Just have a look at the bottom. I'm working on this example 5 sheet, right? I hope everybody has pulled up till this point. Are we here till this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, I want to create 4 reports. I hope the problem is clear. I want to create 4 reports. In one, I want to filter it by India, one sheet. In another sheet, I want to filter by Indonesia. In another sheet by Japan. In another sheet by Malaysia. That means I want 4 countries report. Now, what I do is, I click on the pivot table. I go to pivot table analyze. On the pivot table analyze, on the left side, right? This is the pivot
Lord का
table.
नहीं ऑल ओवर वर्ल्ड है तो लॉर्ड का तो होगा नहीं
Vishesh, please mute. Thanks. Okay. Pivot table analyze. I go to pivot table analyze. On the left side, can you see these options? Click on these options and say show report filter pages. The moment I click this, see at the bottom what happens in your worksheet also. The moment I do this and I say by country and I say okay, the 4 reports gets created at the bottom.
Can you please repeat this once again?
I'll repeat it. Just give me a minute. For you, for most of us who have run this, this will be working, right? Okay. What I'm saying, go to pivot table analyze tab. On the left side in this options, there is an option for show report filter pages. Whatever you have put in filter, you can create a report for that. I click on this because I've put in filter the country. It is saying you, do you want to create the report by country? I go and select country and I say okay. See the 4 reports at the bottom next to example 5. Just see 4 reports gets created. One is by India, one is by Indonesia. So it is already filtered out.
Yes, sir.
Right? If it is something new, just put a quick yes or done. So we go to the next.
Yes, sir.
Right? So no matter how many things are there in filter, you can create the report in one go. Thanks, Deepak.
Can you repeat again, please?
Samina, this table is created. What I'm just saying, go to pivot table analyze, go to left side to this options and say show report filter by filter pages, country and okay. You will get create 4 reports at the bottom automatically. Thanks, Kuldeep.
Yes, sir.
Right? So you are creating this report all together. Okay, let us see something more interesting to this. Before that, let us go back and let us create a table like this. Now, interestingly, I have created 2 pivot table on the same worksheet. How do I do it? These are 2 pivot table. Thanks, Anush. Thanks, Kuldeep. I have created 2 pivot table on the same worksheet. If you see, one is by region by sales, other is product by sales. One is region by sales, other is product by sales. So how would I have done it?
Copy the pivot table and
Yes, when once you go to the pivot table from any data, it's the same data that we are using right now. Suppose from here I go to the click here and go to the pivot table, right? It allows me to create a pivot table on existing worksheet. So what I could have done is I just went to this particular worksheet in this particular worksheet and clicked here. Suppose I click here, now pivot table will be created here, right? So can we create these two? If you can, this one and this one. Try it out and let me know if you're facing any difficulty. Create the first table, pull the products to the rows and sales to the values. Then create another table, pull the in this the region to the rows, in this the product to the rows and sum of sales. Let me know once done. I hope everyone is able to do it. If not, then also do let me know, I'll do it.
Sir, can you please do it?
clear, sir.
Can you please do it?
I'll do it.
Sir, please repeat it once.
Right. So what I'm saying on
So
this
it
data.
says,
Yes.
sorry, sir. So it says destination reference is not valid.
You must have put it over the where you have created it. Anyways, let us see. So what I'm saying, I'm just creating a pivot table, or the better way is, if you're not able to do it, I'll tell you another way. You can also just copy this and paste it here. So now you can go to this and change this from region, pull it out and pull the products in. Do it this way. Is it working now? See, what I've done is you are able to create one pivot table, right? Are you able to create one pivot table?
Yes,
This
sir.
pivot table we have created. Now what I'm asking
Yes,
you to
sir.
do is just copy this and paste it below. Once after you have pasted it, just change the region to the product. Pull the region out, pull the product in. Done for all? Great, because I want to cover something different. That's why I'm just asking you to copy and paste it. So you have copied this, pasted it here, and just change the region to the, instead of region, you have put in the product. Is it done till this point for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Great, quick yes. So I'll tell you the interesting hack which I want to talk of. Wonderful. Now what I want to tell you is, instead of putting something into filter, there's a better tool which we can use, is what we call to be the slicers. A lot of us may be using the slicers, right? So what you do is click on any one of the pivot table which we have created. Go to the pivot table analyze. On the left side, there's a slicer. Click on the slicer. It says for what do you want the slicer? Because I have the region, I have the product, I'll create the slicer by country. So let us follow the steps again. If you have created these two tables, click on any one of the tables, go to pivot table analyze, go to insert slicer and click on country and press OK. Can you see a slicer which comes like this? I'll just adjust it on one side a bit.
Can you please do it once again, sir?
I'll do it. See, what you have to do is click on any one of the pivot table, right? You have created these two, right? So click anywhere on one of the pivot table, these two tabs comes up, go to the pivot table analyze tab at the top. On the left side, you have this insert slicer option. Click on this insert slicer. Slicer by what? It's just a filter. Slicer by country. And I press OK. So this comes up. Right? If you want to fit in, especially applicable when you create dashboards out of pivot tables. Right? So you can see India, Indonesia, Japan. And what this slicer is doing is, if I select India on this table only, because I created from this table. So if I select India, see the figures will keep on changing. If I select any of these, if I select two together, it will again change. So this slicer is acting as a filter to this table. Right? Again,
Sir,
this, yes.
If I'm not wrong, we are using these slicers when we are making dashboard. No.
Yes, yes. So this is mostly applicable in dashboard, but can be used in any of the reports.
Okay.
So what I am saying, you click on India, this is changing, but this is not changing. Suppose you want to see region-wise sales and product-wise sales for both. When I click on India, both the tables should change. And if I've created some graph out of it, that should also change. For example, if I just go and I'll just create two basic graphs out of it so that we can understand it better. One graph is this. Just to show you, you need not do it. One graph is this, which is region-wise sales, right? And one graph is, I'll go to insert, I go to this chart, and I create another chart, which is
Could you
product-wise
repeat
sales.
this? Could you repeat this?
I'll repeat it, although this was just to show you something. Let us do the feature first, and then we'll talk of this later. Just give me a minute. I'll just adjust it so that you can see the figures. Okay, I've just created two charts like this. I hope you can see. One is product-wise sales, other is region-wise sales, right? Now my issue is if I click on India, see only this is going to change, region-wise sales. Why? Because only this pivot table is changing, not this one. What I want is I want to change both the pivot tables together by the country. So see the steps, do along with me. Go and right click on this slicer. Before that, you need to do one more thing. Click on this table, go to pivot table analyze. What is the name showing here? In my table, it is pivot table 4. The first table is named as pivot table 4. Now I click here, go to pivot table analyze and see this is pivot table 5. This I need to remember, right? So whatever the names is showing on your pivot tables, please remember it for a minute. Pivot table 4 is this, pivot table 5 is this. Now go and right click at the top of this. There is something which is report connections. So I'll click on this. This is showing me the pivot table list. So I am saying pivot table 4 is already connected. I am saying connect pivot table 5 also. Because this is pivot table 4, this is pivot table 5. And I press OK. After this, something very interesting happens. The moment I press India, see both the graphs are going to and the table is going to change. I press India, Indonesia and Japan. See both the things are changing. Is it or not? Let's change the color scheme of this so that you can look
Yes,
at
sir,
it.
done.
Yes, sir.
Right? So what it is doing is you are creating connections between this and this. So a small dashboard or a small report where you have filter on the left side, and then you can just keep on seeing the changes. Is it clear to everyone? If yes, please put a quick yes. If you want me to repeat it, then also quick at any point. We'll go to the next.
Repeat?
Which part?
Sir,
सर
that
जहाँ से
slicer
चार्ट
part.
वाला पार्ट था वहां से आप प्लीज एक बार रिपीट कर दीजिए.
See, chart wala part is from this chart thing. What I said, I just created a chart. I just clicked here. I went to insert tab. I selected this column chart and I created it. That's what I did. So this chart came in. Then I clicked here. I created another chart.
Sir, how you made the connection between both the graphs?
Yes.
I want to know.
That's what I'm saying. On this slicer tab, right click on this and say report connections. It will give me all the pivot tables available on my workbook. I knew this pivot table is named as pivot table 4. I've already shown you. If I click here, this is pivot table 4 named as pivot table 4 and this is pivot table 5. So I right clicked on it and I said report connections. And in this report connections, I enabled pivot table 4 and pivot table 5 and press OK. Yes, you can, Archita, if it is available in the system. In latest version, they've removed it from there. Okay, is it working?
Sir, can you recap how you did that filter?
Yes, sir.
table?
Thank you.
Most welcome. Yes, Gunjan?
Can you repeat quickly that how you did that filter table?
This one. So this
Yes,
can come in. You click on any here, go to pivot table analyze and just say insert slicer and select the country and do it. This will come up. Right. Anyways, I hope this is working for all. Although this recording will be available
Yes,
to you,
sir.
in case you miss out, you can go back and check on the YouTube.
Yes,
Now,
sir. It is working.
working great. Let us come to some very interesting. tricks now. You have another data set, which is data set 4, which looks something like this. And this is really very interesting, and this is something which you will understand. This will take you to the next level of using pivot table. Although there are many more tricks, if you will say, we'll do one more masterclass in next 15-20 days. There are many more
For
tricks on the
sure,
pivot
sir.
table itself, right? So on this side, you have a data which is 4, and on 4 you have a data of date, of country, of region, again the product, quantity, total sales, and total cost. I have created from this data, I have created a pivot table which looks like this. Now what I pulled where, I'll just show you, right? I'm just putting it here. What I pulled here is, I have just kept the years and months. So I'll do it one by one. I'm removing what I pulled in rows. So in rows, I pulled the date. When date comes up, what I don't want to see the quarters, and I don't want to see the date. I just want to see the years and the month, and you have to enable this. So the table will look as I showed you, and you may have to change it to the tabular format. If it is not showing on your system, just change it to the tabular format. I'm just opening it, although there is a shortcut to it, but I'm not doing that. Just opening it one by one so that every one of us can do this. I hope your table looks like this now. 2005 Jan to December data. This is the total sum of sales. Then 2006, this is the data. Is it working for all? What I pulled in rows, I pulled the date. Just I've removed the quarters and the date. I've only kept years and months. On the values, I pulled the total sales.
So I have a question. In your sheet, on the right hand side in column D, it's written year to date revenue and year on year in percentage.
That I'll tell you what I'm talking of. Just have you
Okay.
created this pivot table till now?
Yes, sir.
Right. I hope you have created the pivot table till now. Okay. Everyone has reached to this point. Now in business, there is a lot of requirement at times when you want the January sales is fine. This is Feb sales, but you want to see the total of this. That means these two added up should show here. These three added up should show here, which is year to date revenue. That means year has been till March. So what is the total revenue till March? This is what I want to report in. Right? There's a specific way of doing it. Then let us do it along with me. Just do one thing, pull the total sales again to the values. This is the one of the major data analysis that we do in business world today. I just don't want to see the simple sales. I want to see the added sales, cumulative sales out here, month on month. So what I have done, step one is I have pulled the total sales against to the values. You will see the same figures coming up. Can you see? The same figures are showing out here. Now, right click on any one of these on the right side, say summarize, show value as, and in show value as, go and say running totals. Just click on this, and this is your by what? By months. You want the running totals to change by month, Jan and Feb together, then Jan, Feb, March together, and press OK. Just see, these are your cumulative totals. So at any point of time, suppose in March somebody asks you what is the total sales till date, this is the total sales till date. Is it working? Is this working for all, or should I do it again?
So please repeat once again.
I'll do this. And this is one of the very important business data analysis which is happening in business world. What is this? That they don't, whenever I ask you, suppose I ask you about sales. So I'll ask you not only the month sales. I'll say, okay, how much have you done till now? In the last 3 months, what is the total sales? In the last 4 months, what is the total sales? Can you tell me that? So the best way to do this is pull the total sales against to the values. Go and right click on this new column which has come in. Say show value as, and say show value as in running total. It will ask you how do you want the running total, by years or by months. I say by month because I want to see Jan, Feb, March, April, and so on. And I press OK. This is your running totals. If it is working and if you were not using this before, just can we put a quick done?
Done, sir.
Right? Just on the chat. If you are not using
Done,
it.
sir.
Great.
Sir, in my sheet, month column not showing, sir.
Month column is not showing because you have not put it in design tab. Take it to the tabular form.
Okay.
Wonderful. Most welcome, Satakshi. Thank you so much. Now, the next major question which is asked in business world, which I want to clear right now is, can you tell me in 2005 in January we did this much? Can you tell me in 2006 in January I did this much? Can you tell me how much is the percentage change? That means Jan on Jan comparison, Feb on Feb comparison, March on March comparison, and so on. This is the second most important thing which is done in business world today, where we want to ask year on year in percentage, year on year change. Now what we have to do is, we have to again, is the question clear? I just want to compare year on year. Have I gone negative? Last year I did more. If less today, then by what amount? How much percentage negative or positive? This is what I want to understand. So I click here. I'll pull the total sales again to the values so that I get one more column of total sales. Done. Now right click on this, say show value as. Now go to the percentage difference from. Percentage difference from. Click on this. It will ask you, do you want the percentage month on month change? No, I don't want the month on month change. What I want the year on year change. And I want it from the previous year. Now you see, the moment I press OK, this data is gone, but it is showing in the next year, the sales in January in 2006 is 24.36% less than the 2005. And it will keep on showing you year on year change. One of the most important tricks, rarely, I don't know how many of us knew this, but I've seen very rarely people knowing this. Great, Satakshi. Others also, were you using it before?
No, sir.
Can we put something as new or something which knows? If have you used it before? If not, just put a no sir or new, so that I know something which I am doing is adding value to you. Great.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. So okay, we'll do one more thing which probably the time will permit, and then we'll stop here. Probably if everyone agrees, everyone wants it, we'll do another on pivot table going ahead. There is a lot more to it. Although we believe the pivot table to be doing few things only, but it is a lot more to what we can do. Great. Thanks for confirming, everyone. Now this side, I'll do something interesting. There would be one more situation which will come many a times in industry is, now the product base is small, which is product base is what? Product base is only baseball, cricket ball, cricket bat, football, hockey, 5 products. There will be lot of times when you will have a huge product base. If you have a huge product base with huge number of years, you need to understand, I cannot look at the pivot table, report is useless for me. At that point of time, either I'm interested in the top 3, who is giving me the top 3 sales, or the bottom 3 or something like that. In that case, what you have to do is, can we create a pivot table like this? It has nothing. I pulled the years, only I've kept the years as date. Month, quarter, and date you pull out. Then you pull product below it. And sum of total sales in the values. Thanks for that. Done. Create a pivot table like this from the data.
Done, sir.
I'll wait for all to do.
Done, sir.
Thanks, Sinle, to confirm.
Done, sir.
Wonderful, Suresh. Okay, great. So you have this. I've just changed the layout. If someone is missing out, this will be available as a recording. I'll tell you where and how. Okay. So this is the data I have. Suppose I want to see every year which are the 2 products which did the best. I just want to see that. I don't want to see the whole of the data. The way to do this is just go and on this at the top you can see there's a filter on years, there's a filter on product. What you have to do is click here, come to value filters and say top 10. Top 10. You will get this here. Make it top 2. I just want to see the top 2 items per year on at the top. Only top 2. I press OK. Now it gives you the top 2. 2005, these 2 products were the best. 2006, these 2 products were the best. 2007, these 2 products were the best.
Sir, can you please repeat
Okay.
once again?
I'll do this. What I'm saying, you will have always a filter out here and here. So go to products and say value filters. In value filters, just say top 10. Instead of top 10, change it to top 2 and press OK. What it is doing is it will give you year by year which are the top 2 products. So this report makes more sense than if you have a 20 product database. Wonderful. I hope
Working,
this
sir.
is working.
Working, sir.
Working?
Yes.
Quick yes, and
Yes,
also
sir.
yes.
Yes, sir.
It's working, sir.
Yes, sir. It's working, sir.
Wonderful. Quick yes, and if this was useful till this point, please do let me know. Great. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll stop here for the time being. I'll put this to stop share. I hope this helped. And few things which I'll let you know about the recording, about the certificate, about what I would want us to help us also, because we have been putting so much effort and everything. First thing is recording we'll upload on the YouTube. So if you have not joined there, please do that. You'll get the recording on our YouTube channel where, and I'll tell you, it will be put on group once it is available there. So if you're not here, secondly, on YouTube we are going to do lot of new things we are going to bring in. So if you want to keep on learning that, all those are freely available. Go and learn it, because right now no series there, but we are coming out a lot of series in the future, first and foremost. Secondly, we'll be just be putting a form which you need to fill as an attendance cum recording form, attendance cum feedback form, right? Only those who fill that form will be given the certificate. So please make sure you written the names correctly. Right? So those who have attended will be getting the certificate. And as always, I would request, once you get the certificate, please put it on your LinkedIn, etc., and tag us, so that next time a lot of more people we can get in. We have more capacity, and I know once it is a free workshop, you get 25% of what who registers. So you put it 10 rupees, it will be much better. So this is how it works. So this is what I would request every one of us to do. For a minute, can we all be on camera? Then I'll tell you a few more things, very interesting things. We'll just take a few screenshots, so that those who can, then we'll share the form link, etc. also. Those who can be on camera, please be on camera. We would love to take the screenshot. I'll put it on the group. Okay, just a minute. Then we'll give you the form link also. Those who can, quickly on the. Thanks for being here, everyone. Karan, Taiba, Yobi, Saurabh, Satakshi, Dorji, Manoj, Nidhi. So we'll just take few screenshots. Please be patient for a minute. We have a lot of. Thanks, Aditya, Alok, Samina, Madhav, Sheetal. Thanks everyone. I'll just take the screenshot once again. I'll put all of these on the group. I hope everyone is there on our WhatsApp group, because that is where we'll share the next workshop details. We'll share everything coming ahead.
Yes, sir.
So please don't leave that group. It's not that this is ending, that also ends. Because
Sir, excuse me if I wanted to ask, I joined late to the WhatsApp group, so it doesn't give me the permission to join. It gives me it's full right now.
Bashar,
So is it
I'll
possible
just
to
answer
fix
your
it?
question. Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute.
Okay, sir.
Just give me a minute. And I'll just take few screenshots so that I have everybody's pic with me. Please be on camera. Those who can be will help a lot. You have a lot of sheets. Okay. Now, how many of us really want us to do more sessions like this in probably next few days, few weeks? If yes, I would be happy to do it, and some of
Yes,
us
sir.
can, if it was useful.
Definitely, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, definitely, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great, but one thing, I'll give you the link for the recording. Don't worry, I'll give every recording that we do on these free web master classes. So you can go and practice. Even you can get connected with me on personal window. If you find anything difficult, please most welcome to get connected. Whenever I can answer, I'll definitely do it. Secondly is help us also. I can just ask you your choice, but please help us to take it to as many people as we want, because if we are doing a master class and it can accommodate 500, 700 people in one master class, I would love those many people to learn it. Otherwise, what is happening is you get 1,000 registrations, you come down to 200, 250 joining. We have a lot of more space for more people to come in. So help us in that. Probably by putting this on LinkedIn. Also join other various social media networks that we have. A lot of learning. Let us learn together. I want to create this cohort so that we can all learn together. And probably now we are also coming up with something which is AI accommodated within this. So we'll do one session on that also one day, which is AI, which is your even ChatGPT or your Copilot or anything which is integrated, and we'll keep it absolutely free. So most welcome to join that also. And even that, and even on, if you will say going ahead, we'll do something on Power BI also, or finance. So great to have you here. Let me put all the links on the chat box. First, please, can we have all the links of the social media on the chat box? Yogesh, you can put it so that we can they can join whatever they can, and then we can put the feedback and attendance form, which also becomes the link for your attendance as well as certificate. Yes, now if anybody wants to speak up, please do let me know. These are all the links. Please join on all these places. I would be very happy to have you at any of these. I'll definitely accept your LinkedIn request. And your YouTube, Insta, you will find a lot of things there. Please join on these links. Yes, please.
So could you paste the links on the WhatsApp group also?
We
if
will
possible?
Yes, we'll paste it. Please, can we simultaneously paste it on the WhatsApp group also? WhatsApp group, I don't want to paste the attendance form link, because then I am not able to track who joined as of now.
That's
So please,
okay. So that's okay.
but all the other social media links, please paste it on the WhatsApp group. I'll do it simultaneously. Please click on the attendance form link. Can we have the attendance form link again on the chat box, so if anyone has missed it? And I am hoping to have everyone in the next session also.
Sir, I will definitely be there.
Thank
Wherever
you
I
so
am.
much.
I
Thank you
think
so
most
much,
of us
Sumit,
will
sir.
be there, sir.
Thank you.
My
Natasha.
almost 40 plus students joined your
Great,
this
Natasha.
class. Yeah, me along with my 40 students are here. So thank you so much. It was really insightful.
Thank you so much, Natasha. You are from which?
Lloyd's.
Lloyd's.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here. It
Looking
is
forward to see you soon
uh,
in, in-person classes for our students.
definitely. I would love to do that.
Would
Thanks
like
to-
to connect with you over LinkedIn.
Definitely, ma'am. Anytime. You have the number, you have everything. Please get connected. It will be a
Sure,
pleasure.
sure.
Thank you so
So
much.
thank you on behalf of all the Lloydians.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure. We had a lot of registration from
We have
your place.
many Lloyds. Yeah, it was almost 200 from here. But for now I can see 60 faces, around 60 faces here.
See, for me, my experience says it is always 25% of the total registration
Yeah.
for a free workshop.
But I'm happy that they have joined, and I'm getting so many messages that it's really helpful, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So please ask them to take it to more number of students because I want next workshop to accommodate the full capacity which we have. Because we can accommodate at least more 400-500 people more. So I want everyone
It will
to
be
come.
word of mouth for sure. These 40 will definitely convey the excellence of this workshop.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Sure, ma'am.
Thank you. Others also, if you have anything to speak up, most welcome to speak up. Till the time you can fill the form and also get connected. And I will be looking closely who gets connected on various platforms. I would be very happy to connect. And I hope
Already
everyone
connected, sir.
And please be on the group. Don't leave the WhatsApp group. There is where we communicate everything. If you leave it, it becomes very difficult to again connect. And in next workshop form, your certificate links, everything. So thank you so much. Please put the attendance form link once again and the social media platform links. We close then. Thank you. We had almost registration from more than 10 countries, and I believe they are here in including South Africa, including Germany, everywhere. So thank you so much for all the people.
So where's
from
the
India.
attendance form?
Attendance form, please put it again in the chat if you can.
Sure.
Right, please put it. We are putting it again in the that I don't want to share in the WhatsApp group, otherwise we'll not be. I just want the certificates to go to them who are here instead of just who registered. So we'll close the attendance form link after 10 to 15 minutes. So make sure you fill. Yes, Bashar, you had something to.
Yes, sir. Actually, I tried to join the WhatsApp group late a little bit, but it gives me a notification that tells it's not, it's full actually. You are not able to join. So is it possible to open it again or?
No, we will just check it because almost it has reached the capacity. We'll create another group if that happens.
Okay,
And then
sir.
Bashar, just connect with me. Just give me a text on my personal number. I'll definitely
Sure.
add you up there.
Thank you so much for this invaluable session. Thank you.
Most
Thank you, sir.
welcome, Bashar. Most welcome. So thank you so much all. I hope we have the attendance form filled and you have joined everywhere with me. Thank you so much. We'll connect again
So
very
lucky
soon
to
in
meet
next
you,
15 minutes.
sir.
Thanks, Anush.
2019.
Great here after long time here. Nidhi, thanks for being here. Samina,
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So are there any competition also being organized?
We will do that also in the next 2 months. I'll tell you.
Okay, sir.
There's
Thank you
something
so
we
much,
are
sir.
planning
Look forward to it. Thank you,
on a
sir.
very big scale. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm just closing the session.
Thank
Thanks.
you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you,
sir. Thank you.
Most welcome. Seenu, Ditya, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.